Okay, this next situation I'm about to speak on, I'm getting right to it. I hope it's not real. I hope Whack is reaching. I hope he's on some bullshit trying to get the dude knocked off. Because if these allegations are true, then Big U might as well change his name to Big O for over. Because it's over for that brother if this is true. Like I said, this is the month of Ramadan, Big U Muslim. I hope this ain't true.
Man, we got some pretty disturbing news, man. And y'all remember a couple of days ago when I mentioned that case where the kid, the football player, you know, it was Big U's son's best friend, played on the football team, who was living with Big U, was killed. And it was saying that Big U didn't show up to the funeral, never contacted the mother for any type of support, anything. Just blocked her and everything, right? It was just like, damn, bro, like you always say if you know anything about these gang murders to give you the information. But when the football player is the best friend of your son who was living with you turns up dead, you don't want nothing to do with nothing, right? So the news came out today, this morning. The mother said that Big U has been denying to give his DNA. So they had to send a warrant to get Big U's DNA. You want to take a wild guess whose DNA came back on the son? Big U, EUGENE Henley's DNA came back on her son's fingernails.
This ain't good, this ain't good, this ain't good. This ain't good, this ain't good, this ain't good. This ain't good.
So first and foremost, everything I'm saying in regards to this situation is alleged. From top to bottom, it's alleged, okay? I'm not even on that coast. I have no factual evidence. This young brother, RAYSHAWN Williams. RAYSHAWN Williams, let's say his name, y'all, and may he rest in peace. He's affectionately called on the Crenshaw High School football page, Tall Boy. So I'm assuming his partners in them called him Tall Boy. So I'm rest in peace to RAYSHAWN Tall Boy Williams. All right, now this young fella was living with Big U at some point in time. And 4 years ago, he was unalived. You know, he was blocker in the desert somewhere out in Nevada by Vegas or something, as they say, execution style. They say it was a real, you know, he caught a real bad blow. The young brother was dealt a real dirty hand, you know, and how he went out, from what I hear.
This murder mystery was on RAYSHAWN Williams, a young artist with life, ambition, everything to that nature. He was found dead in the Apex Desert, which is a little northeast of Las Vegas. His body had a lot of gunshot wounds, one being in the head, and it was described as execution style. We know that he was last seen alive communicating with key figures, such as Big U, as execution style. We know that he was last seen alive communicating with key figures, such as Big U, and somewhere between these final texts and everything like that, this is where shit gets weird. We went over the physical evidence, such as the DNA under his nails, possible GSR, but you know, it never got tested. A missing phone. I mean, all of this raises so many questions. We even had suspects who emerged from this case, which whether they were friends, mentors, and even those within his own circle. But the real question still remains: who had the real motive? Or even, to be honest with you, there's a lot of people in this case and a lot of key factors. The motive was there, but who was ballsy enough to do it? Who had the opportunity and who had the power to cover all of that up? And then another key factor question that we just discovered is, how would they know that the DNA under his fingernails was tied to Big U unless somebody was telling in this case? So we did come up with somebody who was close to Big U and in this circle, and his name is Giovanni Jones, also known as Floss within this circle. So our theories and our final suspect breakdowns look as, you know, did Big U play a role with this? And if he did, like, what happened in those final moments? Was he covering up a deeper conflict? Was he, trying to take up for his son, who was also on the, trying to come up in the music lane and the music industry? Was he trying to cover up for that? Or, was he in the wrong place, wrong time? I mean, there's so many questions that follow with this. And then, again, what about this Flossie guy? Like, did he have ties to the case that we may have overlooked? Especially with him now on tour with a snitch and all this other, it's just weird to me. Like, why would I be called to Ohio or something that without somebody saying or implicating my name, if y'all are understanding what I'm saying? So at this point in time, of course, we'll have a part 2 because I did reach out to his sister. But I want you guys to go ahead and think and decide, who do y'all think pulled the trigger at the end? Was it an execution, a robbery gone wrong, or do y'all think it was personal betrayal?
You said
was it premeditated, or did emotions spiral out of control? Go ahead.
My bad.
Were you gonna say something?
My bad. Yeah. You said he had a girlfriend at the time?
Yep, Sienna Carter.
Okay,
His name is Sienna Carter.
I was just going through his Twitter. It ain't look like, just from his tweets, it ain't look like he had anybody. It looked like he was just going through, like, living a single life.
But I know that she was named Sienna Carter, and she was seen near the Apex Desert, but she just said that she was driving by, nothing more to see. But I do want you guys to ask yourselves these questions, like, was it emotions that spiraled out of control in a moment of rage? And we also do have to notate that even with Big U being a huge mentor and somebody who helped RAYSHAWN during this time, you would think that he would at least take time to, be at the funeral.
This ain't good, this ain't good, this ain't good. This ain't good, this ain't good, this ain't good. This ain't good.
Like I said, I'm kind of taking this with a grain of salt because it's coming from WAC 100. And y'all know that's like Big U's biggest adversary. Even when I look at the brother Christopher Lovejoy 600, shout out to him. I don't got no beef with him. I know that he's rocking with WAC and he got a personal with Big U. So I don't know. I haven't seen it in the media nowhere else but from that source. But on Clubhouse, they really get into the details with it. I've been hearing a lot of bad things in terms of Big U's name lately. Like I said, I take him with a grain of salt. I'm not there. It ain't my business. He don't got nothing to do with me or my city. But his name is popular in gang culture, and I study gang culture. I'm a student of gang culture, because I come from gang culture, and I use my background as credentials to reach people who are interested in gang culture to deter them from choosing that lifestyle, But as far as Big U is concerned, he has a strong ties to the football community out there in Los Angeles, having one son that made it all the way to the NFL. He plays for the Chargers now. So I don't know if he has any others. So I think he may have another son involved. I'm not certain for sure. But they said this young fella lived in his home. I don't know whether he coaches, but he's strongly connected with the football scene. And this young fella, as a football player, was living in Big U's home. Now, what the crazy part is they said initially he didn't want to give up the DNA. So being that he allegedly has given up the DNA, that would lead one to believe that he was kind of forced to give up that DNA. They told him he had to give up that DNA. That's scary. That's scary. I don't know what evidence they had to make him go as even so far as having to give up his DNA, and why his DNA would be under the fingernails, which is usually used as evidence as signs of a struggle, during that person's unaliving, as if they struggled and fought for their life and they clawing on or something, the person who unalived them would more than likely be the last thing that they scraped or scratched and got under their fingernails. And this is what Whack 100 and, the young lady here on Clubhouse, I didn't catch her name, and 600 are pretty much insinuating that they got the boy Big U by the short hairs. Now, some people I'm seeing are being real celebratory about this because they feel as though Big U hands was dirty in the whole Nipsey Hussle situation. Rest in peace to Nip, neighborhood Nip, the neighborhood Crip. They feel his hands was dirty in that, and it's tension with him and the whole everybody that rock with Black Sam side of things. So some people feel like is some karma involved with this, whatever. I don't even like to use karma, whatever, because that's not my personal thing. I'm an Al-Qaeda dude. Karma's not my personal thing, but I understand the concept. I can grasp the concept, but I just hope that's not the case. I just hope that's not the case, because if it is, Big U is Big O. Over. It's like borderline demonic. Diabolical.
Yeah, I know, nigga, I know. If it was a split, the whole world would be high. But if.
It's just scary. Like, when it comes to motive, I'm not trying to play no detective in this. I'm not a detective, but is it easy to just come up with a motive right off the top of your head? Yeah. Says Shorty lives with him. You don't know what he's seen, what he heard. That could be dangerous. You seen or heard the wrong thing. You never know. I don't know. I just hope Big U ain't Big O. Let's be real. Let's be real. I told y'all before, I'm not no angel. I played the extortion game before. It's a dirty game. So it's like, if Big U had his hand in Nipsey's pocket at some point in time, I understand it. I get it. It's the street. Whether you like it or not, it's the law of the land, brother. When a lion eat the gazelle, it's not pretty, but it is what it is. That's how I go down on the Serengeti. But as far as if Nip bucked the jack, if I'm in that position, this is the little homie, he from my hood, he whoop through, whatever. You feel what I'm saying? And I got my hand in his pocket. If he bucked the jack like that, I wouldn't have laid him down. I would have been parlayed whatever I established off of him onto somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And been move my muscle hustle on down the road. I wouldn't have laid him down like that because of what he meant to everybody else. I would have seen that as bigger than me. I would have seen that as bigger than me, greater than me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to take that from everybody else. I'm going to let him have that. That would have been my take on it, but like I said, it wasn't my perspective. I wasn't there. I don't know if this brother's guilty or nothing. It's just a very interesting case right now, and was even more interesting is very hard to research and very hard to find. I tried looking it up several times, and all I could come up with was 600's Instagram and the Crenshaw High School Instagram, and then that story on Clubhouse. So this might be heating up, y'all. Let's pay attention to it.